Welcome. My name is Ellen Masloff, and I'm the Senior Director for Jay's Opening the Doors program. It's my pleasure to welcome you tonight. Thank you for joining us for A Taste of Real Abilities, an Opening the Doors partnership with Lenore Marwell Detroit Jewish Film Festival. A Taste of Real Abilities is an opportunity to showcase films which celebrate and appreciate the authentic stories, talents, and artistic expressions of people with disabilities. We thank you for joining us as we celebrate diversity, inclusivity, and promote accessibility of community and educational opportunities for people of all abilities. The Jay's Opening the Doors program, a nationally recognized program in its 27th year, opens the doors of opportunities by providing learning support services annually to over 1,000 children of all abilities so they may be included and thrive in their Jewish education classrooms with their peers. Opening the Doors also builds community by partnering with education and health organizations to provide psychoeducational evaluations, teacher workshops, teen leadership training, and disability conferences. It is my pleasure to tell you a little bit about our speaker tonight, Micah Fialka-Feldman. Micah is a self-advocate, teaching assistant, outreach coordinator, and disabilities rights advocate. Micah was appointed by President Obama to the President's Committee for People with Intellectual Disabilities. Micah's advocacy foundation is called the Beloved Community. Micah is featured in our film, Intelligent Lives. The film link is at the bottom of your screen, and it gives you the link to go purchase tickets. Please watch, you'll enjoy it. We are also thrilled to have Debbie Levin with us tonight as our moderator. Debbie is a retired special educator and a long-standing member of the Opening the Doors Special Education Advisory Committee. Debbie is also a recipient of the first Marion Friedman Women's Philanthropy Volunteer Award, and we are very proud of her. Please refer to the phone number that's on the top of your screen to text your questions. After Micah gives his presentation, he will be answering questions. Now it is my extreme pleasure to welcome Micah Fialka-Feldman.
Thank you. I'm Micah Fialka-Feldman. I am a native Michigan person. I grew up in Michigan. I'm from Michigan. I lived in Michigan my whole life. I went to Camp Tamarack. I'm not sure if people are on there from Camp Tamarack, but I went to Camp Tamarack, and I was a big part of the Jewish community in Michigan, and I went to Camp Tamarack for 13 summers, and then I went to went to Oakland University for my undergrad school, and then I won a federal lawsuit to live in the dorm, and then in 2011, I was speaking at Syracuse University at a conference for a week and a half, and I called my parents. I wanted to move to Syracuse, and then they've been doing inclusion for many years, and I decided to move to Syracuse in 2012, and I'm a teaching assistant, and I help with the college program on our college campus at Syracuse University, and I have a house at Syracuse, and I have built a great community and circle.
Micah, I'm going to ask you to tell us a little bit more, because I think you have lots to share with us.
Sure.
So, first of all, tell us, you mentioned the lawsuit. tell us a little bit about that. Why did you have to even go through any sort of legal matters at Oakland?
Good question. I wanted to live in the dorm at Oakland University, and they said yes, and then they said no, and it took a 2-year court case. Be because I wasn't a because I wasn't a because I wasn't a because I wasn't a AAA student. I couldn't live in the dorm, but I was taking all regular classes, but I couldn't live in the dorm, but I was able to um take classes, but I couldn't live in the dorm. But after 2 years, I won the lawsuit because the judge and the court knew that I knew I was a student.
Mm-hmm. So then you continued to go to school at Oakland?
Yeah.
And you lived in the dorm?
Yeah.
And so tell us about, that sounds like one of the challenges. What were some other challenges that you had to deal with probably throughout school life in general? Did you have other challenges that, you came up to?
No, that was more of my.
That was.
Yeah, I didn't have too many challenges. I was able to grow up. I was able to grow up with good friends and be able to go to a Jewish camp. Yeah, I didn't have too many challenges.
So the community was very welcoming, it sounds like, in our Detroit area.
Yeah, there's a great website I have, through the same door.com, that I was in a segregated program when I was young, and then I told my parents I wanted to go in the same door as my friends. That was in 3rd grade, and then that helped me be in regular classes.
Right. So you were integrated and had the same friends everybody else did.
Yeah.
Right. So it sounds like you've had some pretty exciting success stories, though, too. Tell us about what did you do and what was it like to be appointed to President Obama's, that's pretty big, committee of people and disabilities?
Yeah, I was able to get appointed by President Obama, and I was able to be able to get appointed by him, and I was able to be able to be appointed by President Obama, and able to write up things for the president.
Did you get to meet him?
No, I didn't. I'm hoping to meet him in the future. That's my hope.
I'm sure you will someday. And it sounds like you've been doing really well at Syracuse.
Yeah.
Tell us about the classes you're co-teaching, and tell us a little bit about your experience there.
Yeah, I co-teach at the university as a co-teacher, as Syracuse University as a co-teacher. I help teach 2 classes, a special ed class and a disability studies class, and I help train teachers that are going to become going to become teachers.
Sounds like it would have been something useful for me to have learned.
Yeah. Syracuse is very well known in their inclusion and their things like that.
Oh, that's why. Now, what about you received a certificate then
I did. Yeah,
in disability studies? They have a special program.
they do. Yeah.
Okay. And so what kind of advice would you give? There could be families or parents with children or adults that have, that are struggling, have some intellectual disabilities. What kind of helpful hints or tips can you offer to them?
I would say to make sure you have a good circle, good people that support you, good good families, good like special good like teachers and good support that would help people.
Mm-hmm. Who were the people in your court?
I think my sister and my parents, my mom and dad.
Uh-huh. Your immediate family
Yeah.
were really good advocates for you, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Now, what advice also with, you have a team that help you.
Uh-huh.
Who are the people that are supporting you and helping you that you could advise others that they need to have a full circle of people that are working with them?
I would say to have their parents and their like care manager and people that help them with their services.
And what kind of things, like I know that you meet sometimes with your staff on a regular basis. What
Yeah.
kind of things do they support you in?
With my budgeting,
Okay.
with my food shopping, with my going food shopping, going to appointments, going through going through my budgets and stuff, like my money
Mm-hmm.
and making sure the house looks nice and all that stuff.
A lot of living skills that a lot of us need, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tell us about the creation too of your foundation. You have isn't it the Beloved Community?
It's not a foundation. I'm not sure. It's just like a quote that my family and I. It's like not a foundation, but
Okay. Is that part of your website?
it's a quote, it's a quote that we use, it's
your tagline, sort of, Beloved Community?
Yeah.
I got it. Okay.
Yeah. It's not a foundation.
Okay. No. It's really sort of a something that encompasses your feelings about each other, that everybody is a community together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And are there questions, things that you have been frequently asked that you think, our audience should be aware of? I know a lot of times parents have questions also when they're, trying to help their children.
Yeah. I would say parents ask me what, to make sure that I would say students make sure students have a voice, and make sure that people have a voice when they go to their meetings.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And tell us a little bit about the film you were in.
Yeah, I would say
tell
that.
Tell us about filming it and the whole experience.
I would say I am one of the members in Intelligent Lives. It's a great movie. Hope you all get to see it. It's a great movie, and I am in I'm in the movie, and it talks about how the IQ testing needs to be done, and how it's just a number, and it doesn't teach. I have a 40 IQ, but I can do more than the 40 IQ says, and And yeah.
Yeah, it shows that there's all different kinds of intelligence too.
Yeah.
Not on paper.
No.
Do you keep in touch with Dan Habib or any of the?
I talk to him once in a while. I don't talk to him as much as when I used to, but.
Have you gotten to know some of the other adults that were in the film a little
I
bit?
talked to them a little bit when it started, but I don't talk to them that much. My parents and sister have kept in touch with them, but I don't see them that much.
You're probably busy with your own life now on campus.
Yeah.
I know this was the end of the semester, so are you giving presentations in the class? Or?
Yeah, we gave presentations Tuesday, and then tomorrow we have a final exam for our students in the afternoon, and then I'm all done. Like I have to grade, but that's not too high. It's next week, but it's the last class tomorrow, and then I'm done.
And tell me, your sister is also living in the Detroit area, or is she?
No. She's in Boston. She's a principal in Boston.
Oh, so she's also involved in education too.
She is, yeah.
So I bet she was a big supporter of her brother.
She was, yeah.
Yeah. And tell us a little bit about when you were involved with the lawsuit. Was that something, I mean, did you have to go to court and testify? Tell us a little bit about that.
I didn't have to testify, but I did have to be questioned for 5 hours in a room. It was a long deposition, but I was able to be questioned for 5 hours, but it was a long deposition.
Mm-hmm. And the goal was to show that you had the skills to take the classes and the ability to live in a dorm. Was that?
Yeah.
And did you have a roommate?
I did, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And how did that work out?
It was good. He like was called a sweet mate, but it worked out good. It was
good.
Fun.
So you had another friend. Yeah. So when you say you have a circle of support, you have people that, do they work for the university or?
Yeah, some do, and some are my coworkers, some are my friends, some are just lots of people.
How did you find some of them to help support you?
I found them through the university, through other friends of friends and other friends.
So it sounds like you identified some of the areas that you needed a little bit of help with, and then they helped you find the right people to support you.
Yeah.
In that way. When you said, there's a quote, when you said that you want to go through the same door.
Yeah.
You mentioned, like in school, did you have to go in a separate entrance when you were in school?
I did, yeah. Yeah, I did. Only for up until 2nd grade, and then I was able to go in the same door.
Oh, so the programs for students that had some special need were in a different part of the building, and you went in one area, and then I understand what you're saying, being a special ed teacher. In public schools, we've come a long way, I think.
We have.
So hopefully you got integrated and you're still out there advocating for everybody.
I am. Yeah.
Who, doesn't walk the same path as everybody else, but we all have the same needs. Mm-hmm. So is there anything else that I'm missing that we could, pick your brain about?
Yeah. I'm thinking, I was very fortunate to go to a summer camp. I was able to go to a Jewish summer camp when I was living in Michigan, and I think the camp director be for the camp director that is now Harvey Finkelberg, was a very big supporter of inclusion and making sure that people were able to be in like the camp, and I was very happy and I was glad that I could go to summer camp there.
Yeah, it sounds like you had a great experience. What kind of groups, when you travel around, or if you've been doing Zoom or something, I assume over the last couple years,
Yeah.
what kind of groups have been contacting you to speak?
Not too many. I usually before COVID I was traveling every 2 months, but I spoke in Chicago over Zoom and Las Vegas, but not too many. I haven't got too many speaking engagements. It's been kind of quiet, but
what kind of groups were having you come before COVID, and how did they find you? How did they know of you?
They found me on my website, and it was parent groups and advocacy groups.
So other students that may have had some challenges, their families probably were looking forward to hearing and learning from you.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if, I just wanted to be sure, there's a couple of, I wanted to make sure if anybody watching has a question, I want to make sure that we also look to see if there's any a question. There's a viewer that asks, except for the lawsuit that you had, did you feel that Oakland University, though, was disability friendly? Did they?
Yeah. Good question. Yeah, I would say they were. Outside of the lawsuit, they were very open to have the program. That up until the lawsuit, they were very open. It's just when it came to the lawsuit, they got very scared and nervous. But
it all sounds like it worked out.
Yeah,
and you finished your undergrad there before you moved on. So you had other good experiences there. Well, I'm wondering if there's did you ever have an opportunity to go to Washington or to talk with any of groups that work with people with disabilities?
Yeah, I did. I was able to talk to people in Washington and do that, yeah.
Because I know there's the American Disability Act, and there's, a lot of legal groups that probably were watching your case.
Yeah, they were, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And looked at, the ADA really looks for, they're watching people who have landmark cases like that so that it doesn't happen to anybody else on another college campus. So I bet your family's pretty proud of you.
They are, yeah.
Do they come and visit you and see some of the teaching that you're doing and smile?
They do, yeah. They do.
I'm wondering, I'm just looking to see if there's any other questions. I don't think I'm.
But I would say, as a person with a disability, there is lots of great stuff, but some days it is hard to have a disability to have them know that it's a lot of paperwork and lots of time to be like a supervisor and get services and all that. But
so sometimes it takes a little bit longer for you to do some of those, and there's always a lot of paperwork in education.
Yeah.
So it probably takes time to process all of it. What were the areas that gave you difficulty in school? Is it thinking about things and then?
No, I don't mean, no, I didn't have too much difficulty. Just when I got older, when I moved to Syracuse, it just lots of just paperwork with getting Medicaid services and all that, all that other stuff.
All the things that give you extra resources require paper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Exactly. Were there special people I'm sure you had some wonderful, besides parents, it sounds like, and family, you probably had some resource people as well as teachers that.
I had a great teacher named Sharon Burke that she was my caseload teacher in high school that helped me know about my dreams about college and going to Oakland and I had some great people in the Michigan area and yeah, I had some great people.
So what are when you talk to parents, what do you tell them? I know you want, them to be advocates for their children. What other tips do you have for parents now that you've lived through a lot of, elementary, middle school, high school? What would you tell parents?
It's a good question. I just would say make sure that you have a voice for your child and make sure you tell them how to make sure your kid gets the services and things that they need.
What kinds of services did you receive throughout your career? Not even, maybe even in before you got to college, that you found helpful that became available to you?
I was able to get staff when I got younger, like older, like staff to help me and I was able to get help from like the like friends of mine in schools and other people.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you got appointed to that special committee from President Obama, sounds pretty exciting. Did somebody call you? How did it all come to be?
Someone called from the White House and I accepted the call and then I had to go through a long process, but I got picked and it was a great day.
I bet that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
How did they get your name? Any idea?
I'm not totally sure, but I think a friend of a friend nominated me.
Very, very exciting.
Yeah.
Where was the actual film that some of us have watched it and some will be watching it. Where did that get filmed?
I got filmed at Syracuse University.
Oh, right on your campus? Oh.
Yeah.
And did you get to just speak freely or was there a special script that was written for you?
No, I spoke what I wanted to share in the movie. Yeah.
So each person kind of made up their own script of what they wanted to say?
Yeah.
Okay. So did you, you know how actors get to, they do a little bit of a trailer, like you get a little bit of a tease, sort of. Did they do that with you as well?
Yeah, they showed the movie, yeah, and some of the scenes were great. Like I liked the movie. Some like because I wasn't the film director, I couldn't pick of scenes that I would like in it. But I kind of picked what I thought was good in the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's another question. When you speak to parents, do you discuss your disability?
I do, yeah.
Tell us what you mean. What
I say that I have a disability. I can't read and write the same way, but I have technology and I have ways that helps me, and I do it that way.
So that would be something for parents that aren't aware of the kinds of resources that there are for you to explain to them, that there are many options for students that are having difficulty with reading or writing.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Is there anything that we're missing? I don't want you to leave without explaining all of Micah to us.
No, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think all the stuff that you shared and asked me, I think was all good. I can't think of anything else.
I'm just thinking of the it sounds like most of your high school, college has been such a successful time that it's good to share all those wonderful things that you've learned with others, so that if they're having challenges, maybe they'll gain some information from you.
Yeah.
So tell me, what's a typical day in the life of Micah these days?
I
Getting up early.
I like wake up around 7:20. I eat breakfast. I take a shower. I work with one of my staff sometimes, or I go to campus. I have class. I come home. No, I have lunch. I go to another class. I do some stuff on campus, and then I come home, work with some other people, and then I have dinner, and then watch some TV or take a walk, and then I head to bed around like 10:15, 10:30.
So you have a pretty full day.
I do.
And you sound like you're very, very independent nowadays.
Yeah.
You're really running everything you need to for yourself. You know,
like with help. Like I want people to know that I don't do it alone.
Right. You have people in each area that you feel like you need some support.
Yeah.
You've asked for resources.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a really good point, because you're beginning to realize with help of family and friends the areas that you need some people to support you in. And you're willing to take that support because you do very well.
Yeah.
I think somebody else has a question, and I am looking to see in our chat if maybe unless I'm missing, I don't want to miss some of the questions that people are.
No, I don't see any more. I think and I'm looking at them. I think
I don't know if I don't know if Ellen has any other questions that she wanted to bring up, because I think there's something that's not coming through, is why I'm asking that. But Ellen, did you want to, maybe we should ask Ellen if did you have any other questions? I don't see any other question unless you want to read that. We don't see it.
Oh. I don't see it. I know one person texted me they have a question, and I don't see it.
So we don't have it either.
Oh, here, I've got it. Okay. Micah, I admire your perseverance and courage. How do you like people to refer to your challenges? An individual with special needs, a disability, neurodiverse?
Well, I would say I have a disability.
I know a lot of people that have disabilities don't like to use the word special needs.
Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah.
Because we all have strength and disability in one way or another. We're all stronger and weaker in different things.
Yeah.
Ellen, I don't know if you have anything that we haven't covered that Micah might want to.
So talking about the film a minute, I was just wondering if you keep in touch with anyone? I know Dan Habib was very excited that we were going to have you
Okay.
on today.
Yeah, no, I was telling her, yeah, I don't keep in touch with too many people, and I talked to him once in a while. I talked to him last week, but I don't keep in touch with too many people.
Do you go to conferences to speak with
Not
other?
right now because of COVID, and many people haven't asked me too much right now.
Mhm. Well, we're glad you came with us.
Oh yeah, no, I'm very
It's a miracle of technology, that we can do all this together.
Mm-hmm.
So it's thrilling. It's thrilling to have you, and I hope everyone will really watch the film. Sometimes it's really more exciting now that we've all met. You're a star in the film. I know there's lots of stars in the film, but you're one of them.
Yeah.
And I hope that everybody will enjoy the film. You can watch it at any time, like a Netflix film. Is there anything else you want to tell us about while you were in schools here in Detroit or in Huntington Woods, before you went to Syracuse, before you went to Oakland University?
No,
Anything else?
I hope that everyone is able to watch the movie and just have a good. I hope students, if they want to go to a good school or go to a good summer camp or go to like a good Jewish community or a good synagogue, or that they are able to do what they want to do.
Do you have an opportunity to go to synagogue or temples where you are?
I do, yeah. I do. I haven't gone too much because sometimes on Friday nights I like to relax and not do so much, but but yes, I am a part of a synagogue in my Syracuse area. Yes, I am.
There is one more question I see. What do you like best about being on the president's committee?
Oh, when I was on it, just meeting the people and being able to travel to DC. But yeah, it was fun. Mm-hmm.
So did they have you help talk about some of the guidelines or
Yeah, it was done by it was like we came up with some good policies.
okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So were there people that had many different disabilities on the committee?
Yeah, there were. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I see. And you probably met pretty regularly to come up with a manual or something?
Yeah, we did. Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
Well, we're really happy to have met you, and I'm sure everybody who hasn't watched the film will be watching it soon.
Yeah.
It's worth watching a couple of times, actually. I missed a few things the first time. So we want to also thank Opening the Doors, and the website has been at the bottom of our screens, and also during the next few days from the 5th through the 8th, you can watch the film with the Jays, Lenore Marwell Detroit Jewish Film Festival, and the Berman Theater. We want to thank the staff as well. And there will be an evaluation link also in the chat for anybody who would like to please fill that in. And we certainly want to thank people who took the time to come and meet Micah and then watch the film. So thank you, Micah,
for
being a part of this. Any last parting words that you want to share with us before we say goodbye?
If any people who know me are happy to friend me on Facebook or send me messages, or if people want to friend me, I'm happy to be your friends, and I hope hopefully I can see you all when I come and visit in Michigan.
Oh, that's nice. Very nice. I'll friend you.
Okay.
I wanted to also thank you, Micah, for your inspiring words. And we really learned a lot from you. And we wish you continued success.
Thank you.
And on behalf of Opening the Doors, we want to thank Debbie. You really were a wonderful moderator and elevated our program tonight. We thank you. And if you would like to learn more about Opening the Doors, you can see the bottom of your screen. You can please email openingthedoors@jccdet.org. And we hope that our next programs will be in person, but this is kind of fun to see everybody on JWatch or StreamYard or Zoom. So we want to wish you to have a happy night, stay safe, stay connected, and we look forward to seeing you next time. And thank you again, Micah.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Nice to meet you, Micah, and we'll look forward to in person someday.
Thanks, everybody, for coming.
Thank
It was
you.
wonderful having you.
Take care, everyone. Have a good night.
You too.